maybe are there questions I should ask? I was like, it's fine. You can't ask a question about this movie that I'm not prepared to answer. Go on to IMDb. There's trivia on there. So he's ready. I'm ready. Okay.
I hope he's ready for these questions.
We'll see.
I have some questions for him.
Okay.
Are you guys ready? Woo! All right, let's go. Okay, now.
Yes.
The first question. What is the name of Charlie Bucket's teacher?
I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. That's Mr. Winkleman, I believe. What? Come on, that's Winkleman.
What is the name of Charlie Bucket's teacher?
Turkentine.
Yes, that's it. Come on, y'all.
I'm off to a flying start. I didn't realize this was going to be like Jeopardy style. All right, so yeah, Mr. Turkentine, he's the science teacher. I'm trying to think. Oh, Winkleman. You know who Winkleman is?
The kid.
Winkleman is the name of the kid who says whatever his line is, but it's the director's son. His name is Peter Stewart. The director was named Mel Stewart, and Peter Stewart played one of the kids. He's like, oh, you know, they're out there on he explains about the thing that's going on in the world with the chocolate bars. That character's name is Winkleman. So my mistake. Yes, the teacher's name is Turkentine. What's the next question?
All right, guys. I told him that this is going to be difficult.
I guess it is.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this fact about Paris here.
Yes.
He was on Jeopardy.
I was on Jeopardy, that's true.
All right, with the late, great Alex Trebek.
I was, with Alex Trebek. I didn't win there either, but...
How far did you come along?
I was second place, actually. There was actually... See, if you get me... That's right.
Second
Jeopardy's tough. It was difficult. There were a lot of tough questions. I was up against two lawyers, and they took me down. Actually, there was one question right near the end, and if I had answered it correctly, I would have won. But in fact, I did not. I lost on Jeopardy. Like the song by Weird Al. I lost on Jeopardy.
Hey, believe me, he's a champion in my heart because at least he was there. That's more than what we can all say about ourselves, right?
All right. But here, I'm 0 for 1. What else you got?
All right, here we go. The next question. All right. We are the music makers.
Yes.
We are the blank of dreams.
Okay, see, they're getting easier. We are the dreamers of dreams.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
World losers and world forsakers on whom the pale moon gleams. Yet we are the movers and shakers of the world forever, it seems.
Woo! He even knows the words.
Now that's from a poem. Now I want to say it's by O'Shaughnessy, but don't hold me to that. And you know, the original script was written by Roald Dahl, who wrote the book. But there was another guy named David Seltzer, and he was like a ghostwriter for him. And
what you know about David Seltzer?
David Seltzer, his father. Okay, that's your dad, right? I was warned that he was going to be here. We haven't talked yet. That is the ghostwriter of Willy Wonka's adoptive son. And what's your name, sir? I can't hear you. Kirk? Sorry, I can't hear you. You're too far away.
Send us a text.
No, sorry. What's your name? Yes. It's a Vietnamese name, right? Truck. Sorry, this is Truck. He is the son of David Seltzer.
All right, round of applause for Truck. Round of applause, round of applause.
We've never met before, and in fact, I hadn't met David Seltzer since 1971. Actually, I never met him then either, until like 3 weeks ago, we did a Zoom call together. But it was David Seltzer that added a lot of the Shakespeare references and the poetic references and things like that.
33% of the film.
That wasn't in the original script. So, We Are the Music Makers, it's an example of something that David Seltzer, the ghostwriter, who was uncredited, by the way, added to the film. Okay, yeah.
Well, guess what? Now it gets probably a little tricky here.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be a test of your memory, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, parents, for $100.
Yes.
The very first combination Wonka enters in the factory using. Do you remember that combination number? Do you remember those numbers?
I do, because they weren't numbers. It was a musical lock,
Okay.
And it was, she knows. And my mother in the scene, my mother says Rachmaninoff, but it's not Rachmaninoff, it's actually Mozart.
Do you remember that too?
She does. Take my word for it. You think these are tough, but I blew the first one, but I'm good from here out. What else?
All right, here we go. All right, now. Here we go. Who wrote the book, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Roald Dahl.
His name is Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl wrote a lot of things. He wrote Matilda, he wrote the BFG, he wrote James and the Giant Peach, he wrote The Witches, yeah. The Witches.
I didn't even know that.
He wrote a lot of short stories. Anyway, a very talented man, British. Roald Dahl is the answer to your question.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So far you got 3 out of 4?
Yeah.
All right, 3 out of 4. We're gonna move this along, fellas.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen. All right. What is the name of the child that the story focuses on?
Okay. His name is Charlie Bucket. I don't need help on this one, I'm good. Charlie, yeah. I mean, he's played by Peter Ostrom. Peter Ostrom is now a large animal veterinarian, or was until December 31st, where he retired. Like, what was that, a month ago?
Okay.
And he lives in upstate New York, a small town in upstate New York, not that far from here.
Everybody wants to live up there, trust me when I tell you.
Yeah, except it's really cold.
I'd love to get out of Brooklyn.
All right, but his name's Charlie. Charlie Bucket.
Charlie Bucket. Okay, now, the next question.
Yeah.
Who was the very first person to find a ticket?
The first person to find a ticket was Augustus Gloop. Augustus Gloop falls in the river, as you probably recall. And he lived in Munich, Germany. We shot the film in Munich, Germany in 1971. I have since revisited that place and seen the gates that are still there. And the actor, whose name is Michael Bullner, still lives in Munich, Germany, and he's an accountant.
All right. Now, I have one for him, guys.
Okay.
And I want to see if he is going to answer this correctly.
Yes.
And it doesn't even have to be in the order that I'm going to ask on this question.
Thank you for that.
But I want to see what he knows, all right?
Yes.
You guys ready for this?
You're ready.
I can't hear you. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
How many songs do the Oompa Loompas sing?
Oh, well, that's easy. I thought you were going to say how many songs in the movie. That's tough.
No, there's 4.
6.
5. Shoot.
First of all, it's 5. It's got to be 5, right? 5 kids, 5 songs. What else do they sing?
But I'm not done with them because I want to know the names of the songs too.
The names of but they're all the same. Oompa Loompa Dumpity Doo for Augustus, and then for Violet, and then for Veruca, and then for me. Oh, you know what? It's
what was
4. It's 4 because they never sing Charlie off. Right?
That was the short version at the end of that movie. The shortened version, Pure Imagination, in the end credits.
They sing that?
Yeah, they sung that. Pure Imagination. But let me ask you something.
And
I
the
got
river.
some experts in the audience that are looking like, yeah, it's got to be 4. I was thinking 5, but they don't sing Charlie off.
It was 5, but 4 actual songs. But what was the song that they made for you, Mike?
Oompa Loompa Dumpity. Oh, you want to know like the lyrics?
Yeah.
That is hard. Okay, now you want complete lyrics. Oompa Loompa Dumpity Doo. I've got another puzzle for you. Oompa Loompa Dumpity Dee. If you're wise, you'll listen to me. What do you get from a glass of TV? A pain in the neck and an IQ of 3. What? It's not where you're not getting terribly fat. That's wrong. It's why don't you try reading a book? You'll get no commercials. I can't do it. I failed.
Let's move this on before
I can't do it.
He has several autographs and some memorabilia to give to
I don't actually get asked to answer that question in its entirety very often, so I'll have to work on that one. Yeah.
But the song regarding you,
Yeah.
wasn't it called Mike was sent by television?
Yeah, according to IMDb, it's called that, but it's Oompa Loompa. It's the Oompa Loompa song, and it's my version of it.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
and so let's move on, okay? What does Mr. Salt promise the factory worker who finds a golden ticket
One
for
extra
his
pound to know.
spoiled daughter, Veruca?
Okay, that's a good, tough question.
That's a heck of a
Anybody
name.
offers her is a 5-pound note in her pay packet.
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's a toughie. That's pretty good. Could you have done that? Ah, okay. All right.
You wouldn't have known that one, right?
No,
You wouldn't
she's
have
not.
known that. How about the guys behind you?
Oh, somebody knows.
How about you guys,
I'm
right?
telling you, that was a tough one.
Just
Okay.
here for the Twinkies.
What
right?
else?
That's it, right? We're going to be canceling some of those out in a minute. Don't worry about it. You ready?
I am.
All right. Now, what is...
You know, when you said you were 30 questions, I was thinking we're not going to get to it.
Yeah, no,
But you know
we're
what?
probably not.
In this format, we're going to do it.
Yes,
We're
yes,
gonna-
absolutely,
What's up?
absolutely. Okay, what is the name of the book the movie is based on?
Okay, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Let's move on.
All right. What is Charlie's job?
Charlie's
Paperboy.
job?
Yeah, in the
Oh, yeah,
beginning of the
yeah. No, Charlie delivers newspapers.
Absolutely right. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, he
Come on,
delivers
round of
newspapers.
applause. He got it.
No, that's easy. That one's easy.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What is the name of the candy store where all of the children
Bill's.
go to get their candy?
That's
Bill's.
Mr. Bill's Candy Store. It's a Bill's Candy Store, actually. Not
Did you
Mr.
know
Bill.
that? Did you know that?
She knows Bill.
Did you know that?
No?
The two guys behind you, did they know that?
It's actually, now I said Mr. Bill, that of course is
Bill's.
SNL fame and nothing to do with Willy Wonka.
All right,
but
this
it is
is-
Bill's Candy Shop. Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be a crowd question, okay?
Okay.
Because this is going to be way too easy for Paris to answer, okay? And so I want you guys to scream it out on 3 after I ask the question. Who played Willy Wonka?
Jane
1, 2,
Wilder.
3.
Jane Wilder.
Yes. Way too easy
And a
for.
very nice man he was, by the way.
Yeah, I like this role that he played with Richard Pryor. What was that?
Well, there's like 3 of them, but he did Silver Streak.
Yes,
he did
Silver Streak.
See No Evil, Hear No Evil, and
and what was the other one?
Running Scared.
Yeah, Running Scared.
Yeah, Running Scared.
That's when they were in jail with Gooseman or something like that. Grossberger or something like that. That was a funny movie. You guys, make sure you check it out, all right? All right, how many golden tickets are there?
Okay, yeah, there are 5, but you could say 6 if you count the forged one. So the forged one, there was a
That's
guy
right.
who pretended
That's right.
he was in Paraguay, and that guy, the photo that they show you there is actually Martin Bormann, who was a famous Nazi. So if you ever look at it, and you're like, they flash it on the news program, and you look,
I didn't strike a
that's
good
Martin
chord with
Bormann, which
anybody.
is a little weird. I don't know why they chose him.
What?
That's it.
All right, now, here we go.
Yeah.
Candy is dandy,
Yes.
but
Liquor is
blink
quicker.
Liquor is quicker.
Look at all the old schoolers who knew that question.
Candy's getting the liquor.
Hey, look like you raising your hand. I see you. Lick is quicker.
And that's another example of a line.
It was
that
Saturday
Daddy
night last night, wasn't it? Lick is quicker. Quicker.
Here
by
we go.
David Seltzer.
The next question.
Okay.
What's the one thing in the room where everything is edible, which can't be touched by human hands?
Okay, so what's the one thing in the chocolate room that you're not supposed to touch by human hands? And the answer, of course, is the chocolate river
That's right.
or the chocolate waterfall.
That's right.
It's churned by waterfall. Now, I don't know how many little ones we have here, but I'm often asked questions like, was it real, or that kind of stuff. So that was basically food coloring and water. But they didn't like the consistency of it, so they added some milk powder to it after a while.
I kid you not. As a kid, I always wanted to fall in that kind of a river. Seriously, like a chocolate river.
You may still have an
That's me all
opportunity
day.
to do so. So they put milk powder in, but of course under the hot lights,
The
it
smell.
started to bubble and not in a good way. So it stank. So they had to get rid of it.
Okay.
Philip, I'm still in the middle of a story.
Okay. And so here we go.
That's all right. It's all good. So
Here we go. this is mostly a crowd question because it's going to be too easy for Paris here.
Listen, check it out. I'm right in the middle of telling them something. They want to hear the end.
All right, go ahead. Go for the end.
Okay, so they put milk powder in it. It stank. They had to wipe it all clean. We came back on Monday. The color was wrong. So they had to wipe it again and put it in again. And then finally it was right. And we could continue with the film. And you can continue with your questions.
All right, now, guess what? All right, guys. What happened to Augustus
Yes.
when he was in the factory?
He went up
Okay,
the pipe.
easy. He went up the pipe. First he went into the drink and then he went up the pipe. So I think we all know that one, so we'll move on.
All right, now.
Oh, you know what? I lied. I'm sorry. So Augustus Gloop going into the thing. First of all, the guy who played Michael Bühlner, the guy who played Augustus, described it as dirty, cold, stinking water. That's my best German accent. And what they did is they had to cut a sort of a deeper area, which is about this big, and he had to hit that spot, or else he was only going to be like in this kind of shallow water, right? So it's a little dangerous. I'm not going to say that he got hurt or anything because he didn't, but it was not pleasant. And then he had to go home. Actually, he lived in Munich, like I said. We shot in Munich. They didn't have a dressing room for him, so he would have to go home, dry out, come back, shoot again.
That was a tedious job for those days. Because back in those days, they did things on horseback mostly. And so I'm quite sure that was a heck of a trip. All right, guys, this is going to be for you, okay? He's not allowed to answer this question. What would you receive if you had a ticket?
Entrance to the chocolate factory.
And a golden ticket, what would you receive? What is the reward?
A lifetime supply of chocolate.
No, you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. You've got a lot of answers. For one thing, there's kind of two ways to answer your question.
Enter
One
the
is,
factory and
if
the
you
lifetime
receive
supply.
the ticket, you get a tour of the factory on October 1st. Okay, that's really what he was asking. But you're confusing people because if you make it through the tour, you get the factory.
To the factory.
You get the factory.
Right, you get
and you
to
get
the
what else?
factory.
We'll say this one together. A lifetime supply of chocolate.
Of chocolate.
So that's why you got a mishmash of
Right,
answers. Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay, now,
What now?
this one
Yeah.
is probably going to be difficult. What are the colors of the Oompa Loompas' faces?
You guys can do this. 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you what. I'm going to throw them to you if I think they're really easy. Okay? Go ahead.
What are the other two?
Okay. What are their eyebrow colors?
The faces. Their
No,
faces.
hang on. Their eyebrow colors are not green. Their eyebrows are actually, they are white. Whoever said white is correct. They have orange faces. They have white eyebrows. Good job.
Green hair.
And what color is their hair?
Green.
And that's the third color he's looking for. Okay.
All right, now, here we go.
Yeah.
Questions about Mr. Teevee himself.
Very
Are
good.
you guys ready? Because
Yeah.
this is going to be the end, all right? Come on,
Okay.
round of applause because he only missed one question.
Yay for the end.
Out of like
Okay.
almost 20, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah.
How old is Mike Teevee in the movie?
Okay. Okay, am I throwing it to you guys? I'm hearing a lot of answers, so I'm going to answer this one. I'm not 8, I'm not 7. Whoever said 11 is correct. Right here. That, by the way, is how old I was. And the reason that they know that I was 11 was because of the famous line that my father says. Those of you who know it, I'll tell you what, I'll set you up. Colt 45, Pop won't let me have one yet. Will you, Pop? Not to your 12 son. So the assumption being I'm 11 now and when I'm 12. Okay. So
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Now, how was Mike Teevee eliminated?
How was I eliminated? Okay.
Million pieces of the sky.
You're going to say a whole sentence and it's not going to sound good. So, what's the name of the device wherein I am eliminated?
Wonka vision.
1, 2, 3.
Wonka vision.
Wonka vision. So the long version is I get very small. Everything's smaller when it comes out on TV. I'm in the white room. The camera takes a picture of me and I get shrunk. Yeah.
All right, so here we go. This is almost the end, folks, all right? Got a couple more questions for him.
Yeah.
And the next one will be, what is unusual about Mike Teevee's character?
What is unusual about my character?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to guess what he wants here.
Oh boy.
That I'm addicted to television.
Dressed like a cowboy.
That's right.
Okay.
And but not just television, but what else?
Western.
Violence. No, that's the next movie.
Westerns.
Violence, violent TV, guns, cowboys. Yeah, okay. Cowboys,
You
guns.
see her over there?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Just to make that perfectly clear, it's my character who likes guns, not me. Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
now this here
Yeah.
is going to be a doozy. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Mike Teevee, all right? What made him different in his face, okay? His facial features, all right? That means eyes, nose, whatever you want to call it. What made him different than the rest of the children that were there? Huh?
I was ugly.
No.
No. Here's what I think maybe they're going for. Is it the lisp? Is the word you're looking for lisp? Oh, I never had to read this question before, but that's not even right. The answer he wanted was, I'm the only one with blue eyes. But
It's not true.
I was the only one who does not have blue eyes. Okay, so that's also wrong. Have a look.
They look hazel to me.
Now, because I'm old, but when I was young, they were very blue. So that's wrong. Thank you, IMDb, for being totally wrong. I thought they wanted to know about my lisp, but my lisp was actually there, and we got rid of it at NYU in theater school.
And he's talking about a lisp right now. This question is going to be really cute, guys. Check this out.
Yeah.
What does Mr. Wonka repeatedly ask Mike not to do?
Okay, it's not to do.
Not to do. What does he repeatedly ask you not to do?
Not to touch things.
I want to say that honestly, there's nothing he repeatedly asks me not to do. But I'm guessing again. He wants me to open my mouth a little wider when I speak. He wants me to submit questions in writing. Or that might be someone else actually.
You remember
Talk.
this? You remember this part? Do not mumble.
No.
You remember that part? Do not mumble when he's asking you not to mumble.
Yeah, he says you must open your mouth a little wider when you speak. So that's not repeatedly, that's one thing. But I will say this. I was really happy that there were a lot of interactions between me and Gene Wilder, right? I mean, I didn't know it at the time that he was going to be one of our greatest comedic talents of the 20th century, right? But the fact that he's saying this stuff to me and, basically busting my chops throughout much of the movie is so awesome. I mean, it's like being insulted by Don Rickles or, I don't know if any of you watch, what's the name of that guy on the street? There's a gay guy on the street and Billy on the street, she knows who I'm talking about. And it just totally messes with people all the time. It'd be like a pleasure to meet Billy on the street and for him to insult you, right? So I kind of had that thing with Gene Wilder. So that's a cool thing, I think. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
We're winding it down, guys. We're winding it down.
You keep saying that. Yeah.
What effect does Mr. Wonka's special camera have on Mike?
It shrinks him.
And which button does Mike Teevee press in the glass elevator?
Okay,
It doesn't.
so first of all, it's Charlie in the Great Glass Elevator, not me. But which button does Charlie push? He pushes the very special button that's never been
Up and
pressed
out.
before. It's a red button. It's surrounded in a sort of a thing around it, and it's the button that goes up because it goes up through something that we all know what it is. It's the factory roof, which is glass. And I had a really interesting question asked of me by a child once. I was at a movie screening of the film, and I was saying we were saying we've been asked most questions before, but he asked us this question: Where did the glass Wonkavator land when it came down?
Does anybody know that question?
Nobody.
Anybody has the answer?
It's a rhetorical question at this point because it's after the end of the film. But I thought it was a really cool, only a kid would think of this kind of question, So anyway,
You
yes.
ready? Now,
There's
let me
more.
answer a question. Did Mike Teevee love chocolate?
It's not in the film. Sure. I can tell you that he loved chocolate. Everybody, all the kids love chocolate, especially Augustus Gloop, especially Charlie. The one who didn't like chocolate in real life was Veruca Salt. Julie Dawn Cole did not like chocolate. No, I like him. Yeah.
Cobalon's
What did Mike Teevee have strapped to his chest?
Interesting. Okay. What did Mike Teevee have strapped? I love all these questions that are like wrong.
holster.
They're questions. Okay? So check it out. Mike Teevee in the book had bandoleros strapped to his chest. Okay? Because I have to
Not in the
decipher
film.
them.
How many of them?
2. So I know this because first of all, I've read the book, but the first time I read the book was with my mom right before my audition. And I saw the illustration of Mike Teevee going like this with his guns and jumping up and down with big bandoleros on his chest. And so that's how I happen to know what it is you're trying to ask.
That was the
but
next
the
question.
Mike Teevee from the film has no bandoleros on his chest. Yeah.
All
has a
right, now
holster.
here we go. You only have 2 left, okay?
Okay.
What is the only thing Mike Teevee tells the reporters?
The only thing that he tells them, okay,
Say hi
he
to his
actually
friends.
tells them several things. He
Fish
says
face.
things
That's
like,
the most.
Hi, Maggie. Hi, fish
What?
face.
The most.
"Can't you shut up? I'm busy." No, I'm not talking to you. That's a lie. So,
Oh, it's hi, Maggie. Hi, fish face.
"Can't you shut up? I'm busy." That's a lie. And then also he says, "Hold it. I want to catch this." And he says, "Boy, what a great show." He says things like that. Well, what are you looking for?
Now,
Hi, Maggie. Hi, fish
the last
face.
question, because he has to sign autographs and stuff.
Okay,
And
the
get
last
you
question.
guys on the way, all right? Make sure you visit his booth and you get
So
something
right over there.
memorabilia.
Over there.
Okay?
All right.
Now, if you were Mike Teevee in real life,
Yes.
what wouldn't you like about yourself?
Guns.
If I was Mike Teevee in real life, I would like everything about myself. Because Mike Teevee was very open.
Round of applause, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go, let's go.
I'm not trying to be all PC about that. I'm not saying I would like everything about Mike Teevee. I'm saying Mike Teevee would like everything about himself. Because he was totally uninhibited. He was himself all the way. There was no judgment, self-judgment in Mike Teevee. Really in any of the, villainous kids. They were just what they were. They were not, the people that were judging them were the Oompa Loompas, Willy Wonka, not their parents either, by the way. No judgment there.
Now,
Okay,
now, guys,
Yeah.
we're going to take 3 minutes, okay? 3 minutes, no more than 5 minutes. I want anybody out there in the crowd, I'll walk up to you with the microphone, and you can ask him questions about Willy Wonka or anything else. Okay, you? Okay, hold on a moment.
Yep.
Here I come. Okay, who wants to ask a question? I'm gonna start from this side first. Okay, go ahead.
The scene when you guys were in the car with like all the marshmallow on it.
Yeah.
How many times do they have to reshoot that?
Sure. So he's asking about Wonka Wash,
I don't need it.
Hasa Waka no,
I was
which is
actually answering
Wonka
the
Wash
question
spelled
back there.
backwards, also known as the Wonka-mobile. So that was actually not marshmallows. It was foam that they use at airports. They would spray it on the tarmac to make sure the airplane came in smooth, like a fire extinguisher foam. So it's kind of toxic.
He was asking a lot of
People
questions
got
that had nothing to do with
rashes.
Mike Teevee.
We were cold.
Nothing.
I actually liked it. I was into it. And again, we had to dry out in between. I'm going to guess we did that about 3 or 4 times only.
Okay, so over here from the beautiful queen lady here. How are you doing today, sweetheart?
Good.
All right, is everything good? Are you enjoying the Chocolate Expo today?
Yes.
Yes, so what is your name?
Michaela.
Michaela, that is such a pretty name. Listen, you have a question for Mike Teevee up there. What is the question, sweetheart?
What special effects did they use for when you ate the exploding candy?
Sure. Okay, so the question's about the exploding candy. Both of the things we just talked about, the Wonka Wash and the candy, are kind of like stunts, right? If you're in the film industry, even if you're an extra and you have to get wet, you get what's called a bump for that. They give you a bump for getting wet, right? This is an actual stunt. What they did is they tied, so the first thing they did is, I'm trying to remember which one we shot first. Okay, so they tied a wire to the back of my jeans, to the belt on the back of my jeans, and they ran that through sort of a wire thing that had copper pots and pans, and there were real copper pots and pans. They had a thing here, and smoke came out of, sorry, I'm telling this badly. It came in two parts. Okay, I'll do it chronologically. They ran a pipe here to the upstage side of my mouth, and the smoke comes, I didn't do it chronologically. Cut, try it again. Okay, they ran the wire, they yanked on the wire, they yanked me into the pots and pans. After that, I was like, hey, can we do it again? And they said, no, we're good, because I actually had gotten conked on the head by a pan, right? And they didn't want me to die. So they were like, okay, we're good. All right, we then shot the smoke, which is afterwards. They ran a tube here so that I could give my line. I go, I blow out the smoke, and I say, boy, what great stuff, I think. Is that right? She's saying yes. Anyway, so it was in two parts. But the fun part for me was the yanking and the falling and the pans. Okay.
All right, so we have a question here. What's your name, sweetie?
Laurie.
All right, we have Lori or Maury? Okay, Maury. So what is your question you have for Mr. Themmen?
What was your favorite part about filming Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
My favorite part about filming Willy Wonka was, first of all, anything to do with stunts, which I liked. We just talked about that. And also the beautiful, the chocolate room, the pure imagination room. This is fantastic. The waterfall was running. They kept it from us so that we would see it for the first time when they filmed us. And we were up high, not quite as high as that, maybe about there. We were looking down on this big soundstage, about as wide as this room, so huge, and dressed, 360, no CG, beautifully dressed, chocolate everywhere, and it was easy, therefore, to act and to be amazed by what I saw, because they did a gorgeous time. They did a gorgeous job dressing it. It was done, by the way, by a guy named Harper Goff, and they borrowed him from Disney. He also did Captain Nemo's ship, the Nautilus. Other things at Disney were done by Harper Goff. So a little Disney crossover there. But that was probably my favorite thing, was seeing that room.
All right, here we go. What's your name, man?
Aiden.
All right, Aiden, what is the question, man?
I was wondering, when you filmed the boat scene,
Yes.
did you actually see the stuff on the walls?
Good question. In the boat scene, in the tunnel, did we actually see that stuff on the walls? Yes, we did. We were up high. They were shaking us around. They were showing us things like chickens' heads getting cut off and things that crawl across some guy's lips. And after they had us suitably scared by all of that, then Gene did the reading of that poem in that very creepy and scary way. And again, they did not warn us that he was going to do that, so they got original reactions of that as well. Okay, I think we have time for one more.
All right, sweetheart.
Wow, it's a beauty queen.
No, two more, because I owe somebody
Two
one.
more, he owes, okay,
All
two
right,
more.
all right. So, what's your name?
My name is Darcy.
All right, and what is your question, Darcy?
How did you get along with the other kids on set? That's my first part. And second part, did they shoot chronologically, so little by little you kept losing your friends?
Yes. Your second question first, they did shoot mostly chronologically. For one thing, they were still coming out with pages as they came. So they started at the beginning. And yeah, that's interesting because my castmates got fewer and fewer as well. I was a little younger than they were. I was 11, they were about 13. So they kind of clatched together, and I was sort of in a Disney movie when there's always one little one at the end? That was me. But now I get along with them, especially Julie and Peter, who played Veruca and Charlie.
All right, here we go. So, our last question, sweetie, what is your name?
It's Amy. I already asked him the question, but I want everybody else to hear his answer.
Okay.
What did he whisper in their ear?
Oh, okay, sure. So in the scene, the interview scene, Slugworth, whose name is actually,
Gunther.
is that Winkleman?
Gunther.
Mr. Winkleman? Is that who Winkleman is? That's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, so Slugworth, let's just call him Slugworth, is whispering in my ear, and the question was, what is he whispering? Okay, so I'll give you two answers to this. One is the truth, and the other is, it was topical. This joke that I'm gonna make was topical about 4 years ago, but it's no longer very topical, but I'll make it anyway. And some of you will get it and some of you won't, sorry. So the truth is, what he whispered is, okay? And now, that's actually what he did. And sorry, but that's the answer. But when I was posting on social media at one point, I got this idea because a lot of people were talking about this word. And so I said that what he was whispering to me was the word kofefe. See, I told you, there's like 8 people that are like, kofefe, I remember kofefe. It's a Trump thing. It's an anti-Trump thing. Sorry, I got political. That's the way it goes. Thank you very much for coming.
Round of applause.
Thanks for asking all the questions. I'm over there. I'm signing autographs. There was a line before, so if you want me, you might want to scoot on over there. And thank you. Thanks. Oh, by the way, one last little fact. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. How about that? Okay. Bye.
All right, everybody, take care. Thank you for being a part of Chocolate Expo 2023.